What's up, everyone? It's Easy. Decided to bring you a few added features to this video. Pretty much every attack is the slap, done by different players, done a little differently, different variations of it. This war we had a lot of drop down attacks, so unfortunately we don't have a lot of 11 versus 11, 10 versus 10. We have a bunch of drop downs, but that's how we won this war. So no shame in having to drop down a bunch of times. We ended up 2-star in the top 3 or 4 and 3-star in the rest, and that was because of the drop downs. So really good strategy for everyone. Everyone does it in every clan war most of the time if you're winning. Anyway, the first one's Flex. We have our clan had split up, and Flex is actually in another clan, or he runs his own clan, which is, if you guys are in a clan that's been together like we were for many years, and we had about 10 guys that could easily run their own clan, and Flex was one of them. So he branched off, had a lot of success on his own, came back for a war or two, maybe forever, I don't know, I hope. Anyway, watch what he does in this attack. And now granted, he's against it almost max out Town Hall 10, and if you start counting the bowlers, I believe he lost 3 the whole attack. So really an incredible attack. There's a big, huge advantage for Town Hall 11s over Town Hall 10s. There's becoming a lot more separation in all the different Town Halls.
I'll be right back.
What's going on, little man? I see you got your game skills down, Pack. You might have your hands full once I'll pick up the controller, man.
Put it back. Keep your hands on my mama. Keep your hands on my Doritos.
Damn. I'll shut up during these little videos in the middle. So this is my attack. Now I also attacked the Town Hall 10, dropped down for a Town Hall 10, and you'll see a much different approach. Tried basically the same type of attack. I start off a little differently. I use the Queen Walk. I use 4 healers in the Queen Walk with the Warden. This is a real popular way to start most of these attacks. The reason why I do this is because you can really get a lot of ground with the Queen and the Warden healers. I like to use I try to use just one rage spell. Instead of using the Queen's ability, use the rage spell, and I'll deploy the wall breakers in the middle of the rage spell. And if my timing is right, I can use 3 wall breakers to break through 3 levels of walls, believe it or not. Only difference is that didn't really have the break into the middle. Fairly well designed base. This would probably be pretty tough for a Town Hall 10, but we didn't let any of the 10s attack it. We dropped down with the 11s right away, saved us attacks. I was able to get onto 2 different single target Infernos with the Queen. Didn't quite get the second one with the Queen, but have a pretty big cluster of bowlers going around the top with the Warden. Warden still has the ability, so that's pretty much what saved me in this attack. You know, one of the things you risk is when you're dropping down with a Town Hall 11 to a Town Hall 10, there's not a lot of glory in it for you as a Town Hall 11, and there's a lot at stake, because if you don't get the 3-star, there's a lot of momentum that can shift into the opponent's hands, believe it or not. These wars, a lot of it is momentum. When your team comes out hot and everyone's 3-starring right away, there's a different feel to the attacks, other than if your first 6 or 7 attacks are 2 stars and not very successful. So coming around at the very end, had the troops, but that clock right there is maybe 2 or 3 seconds over the actual game clock. So Flex gets through with his attack with lost 3 bowlers. I had 3 seconds left on the clock.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Big trouble, man. Ready? I know, I'm ready. Hey,
careful, that's Rick. He's gonna get.
Watch your feet, man.
What the fuck?
Switch keep it up, man. Wait, we're gonna stay here.
Fucking people.
Oh my God! I told you! I fucking told you, man.
That reminds me of being drunk at a party one time and thinking that I could withstand that same contest. Next one, actually 10 vs 10, Steve. I've seen a lot more of these bases. They're popular in Town Hall 11. You see them in the top 10 a lot. Top 20, top 100 players maybe. These are maxed out Town Hall 11s. They'll use all of their storages on the outside of the walls to slow down their opponent. They have maxed out defenses, and it works pretty well up in the top of the game. But if you're not up there in Town Hall 11, these aren't really the best bases to design. I think, honestly, I used to call them a kind of lazy design, because there's no real architecture involved. It's just square inside a square. Now granted, they do have the Town Hall in the middle, and this normally, if you space it out well, it can be difficult to get into the core, but they have a bridge. When you see the Inferno Towers right there in between the walls, they have Inferno Towers, they have Teslas popping up. These are all bridges from the outside of the walls right to the middle. So there's no purpose to have those walls. There's no purpose to have the wall around Town Hall. It's basically just a bad design. Now granted, the attack did not just overpower the base. A lot of this has to do with okay, let me back up. One of the benefits of designing these kind of wide open bases is that the troops often will split up, and you'll have several troops attacking different defenses, which allow the defenses to beat up on them a little bit, other than when you'll have maybe the healers over a large group of troops. So your healers don't keep as many troops alive at once, so then they end up dwindling down. But because there's no walls to go through, the clock was never a factor, and there's just no obstacles in the way. So where the queen may have been stuck on a wall right here at the end, and she has to break through a wall to get to the last couple defenses, she's got 3 defenses left. Instead, she can just walk right up to them and takes them out easily. So again, might work. This is where I've warned people, don't try to use the bases that you'll see in the top of the game unless you have that
happening. Bitches when they see me, oh my God, they steady clapping, and niggas know what it is on my hand, they just be snapping it. But guess what, baby girl, me and your pussy, that's what's happening. Nigga.
That's what he gets for singing that garbage song. Of course, these aren't my videos, the slaps. I just thought it was kind of a cool addition to the video, showing some authentic bitch slaps from around the world. Next one's Michael Man. Another drop down. We have a couple guys that we ask them to drop down a lot, because normally we'll bring 2 or 3 Town Hall 11s into war. So our top 2 will handle all the 11s. Everyone else will drop down. And so we'll have our second and third, or third and fourth Town Hall 11. They do a lot of the drop down attacks, and really that's one of the ways we turned our war scene around. You know, we had a pretty bad. We had really the worst losing streak in our history. I think it was 10 wars in a row we lost. Really had several good wars in the middle of it all, but just couldn't come up with a win. We lost 10 straight, and didn't really have the chemistry that we have now. And one of the things that we changed was we asked our bottom couple of Town Hall 11s not to even attempt the 11s, just to start off with the top Town Hall 10s. They're able to 3-star the top 3 or 4 Town Hall 10s. So that means our top Town Hall 10s are starting off with the 4th and 5th Town Hall 10, which makes it a lot easier. I mean, believe it or not, just dropping down 3 or 4 Town Hall 10s. If you're number 3 and you're attacking number 6, there could be a big difference in their defensive capabilities over. You'll probably have a maxed offense, and they won't have a maxed defense. And on top of that, we still have a lot of .5s out there that I believe this base here, if you look at the walls, I think they need 10 walls to be maxed out at Town Hall 10, but they didn't have the Inferno Towers. So I mean, huge disadvantage not putting the elite defenses out there on the base. If this base here had 2 single target Inferno Towers, they could have easily locked onto the Golem and destroyed it, locked onto the Queen and destroyed it.
Yo, why you
Yo, why you flexing on me? Yo, he really flexing on me. My name is Bear, man. They stacks up right up there. Why you flexing? And you flexing on your head? I'm pussy. Am I pussy? So why you fronting on me? Why you front? I front on me, nigga. Shut up. Oh my God.
Just so for the record, he never did get up. So those were the top 5 bitch slaps of the year. Although we had some very good bitch slaps yourself in the clan. This has been a real stable attack for our clan. I know a lot of clans use it. We have gone several wars where back-to-back wars, all we saw from both sides was a slap. It's probably a predominant attack now. We're not in a tournament clan. We're not a league clan. I think those clans are a step above what we do. We're a serious war clan, but we're more on the casual side than the competitive war clans that get into these types of things, where we're not bringing out the drawing board and drawing up illustrations on how to attack. We have done that in the past, but now most of us have been playing 3 or 4 years, and we as serious as we do take it, we don't take it to that next level, and because of that, we'll see a lot of the same type of attacks. Now, let me warn you, if you are building your army before you see the base, it's not the best idea to do that. You really, if you're a Town Hall 10, you have to have an air attack, you have to have a ground attack. You should have some kind of attack that includes either Hog Riders or balloons, because those are your big, your big cleanup troops. And of course, the Town Hall 10, you have to have a variation of the slap or just a mass bowler attack. But these are all the meta attacks, at least right now. Myself, I have a minor attack that I like to use. If you've been with the channel for a while, you'll see that I use minor on Hog Riders. I think that's another top attack for Town Hall 11. But the slap, definitely one of the best attacks in the game right now. We have tons of videos on the slap. If you guys haven't seen this attack a lot, if you are fairly new to the game and you want to see some more, go check it out at the channel. Come visit us at the website, clashmadeeasy.com. Appreciate everyone for watching. Sub to the channel, guys. Till next time, it's been easy.